And if you look at the opportunity just for that sector in the US market, if you look at Bangladesh, it's doing about 50 billion. So we can see the lost opportunity. We have about 6,000 tariff lines of items that can actually be exported duty-free, quota-free into the US. We only do a handful of about less than 10. So there is a lot of opportunity there. But overall, if we look at manufacturing as a component of our total export, the manufactured component is about 30% of the total. And that needs to move up to about 70 to 80% if we want to benchmark with high value add exporting countries like Vietnam. There are a multitude of things that we need to do. First, we need to become globally competitive. That's the first and most important thing. If we are not competitive, we cannot access into our markets abroad. Towards that end, we have to, as members, we have to also play a very significant role to ensure that we improve efficiencies, productivity. We invest in technology so that we can bring down our cost of production and become more competitive using modern technologies, best processes and practices, and through that kind of achieving that. In addition to that, of course, we would require certain policy support, so that policies around regulations, around tax policies, so that we can actually again be competitive from the cost point of view. We look at our raw material imports. We have certain areas where we have advocated for where we can reduce our cost of raw material inputs, which then we process into further value add. So areas around taxation related, around IDF, RDL, so that we are at par with other exporting countries. If we can find ways where we can reduce that or even remove that for exporters, we actually then start becoming competitive. Logistics costs is another area that we need to kind of find ways of how we can improve on the logistics costs. We have put in a beautiful SGR, but we need to bring down the cost of moving the goods in and out of the country. Other areas is around efficiencies at the port logistics, so that in and out, and again looking at ways of how we can remove the friction around that movement, so that when we are exporting the goods, we are actually kind of again going to be able to compete with our other peers in this kind of industries. Yes, as you know, the government brought in this maize flour subsidy program. It's only for sifted maize, for white sifted maize flour. It's the only product which has been subsidized, and the reason, of course, is that our cost of maize had really shot up too high. Of course, like any other commodities, which have been going up. We have seen with the Ukraine-Russian crisis that even wheat prices, edible oil prices have been going up, and at the same time our maize prices have been going up. Now, to cushion the wananchi during this time of high cost of living, the government decided to introduce this subsidy program. This is not the first time a subsidy program around maize flour has been done. We had done one in 2010, we had done one in 2017, and now we have one. Of course, we need to look for longer term solutions, and the longer term solutions around this is how we can bring our cost of production of maize down, and in the process kind of then have the ability to sell the finished product at a more affordable price.